Hello, I'm Martin Curley, Vice President at Intel Labs based in Europe and also Chair of the EU Open Innovation Strategy Policy Group. I'm sorry I can't be with you in New York, but I know you're in very good hands with Bror Salmon. Now, the problems that we face in Europe, in the US, and indeed around the world are far too great to be tackled, or far too hard to be tackled in isolation. And to be successful at solving real problems like climate change, like pollution and traffic congestion in cities, we need a new approach. This approach we call Open Innovation 2.0. At the EU OISPG, we have been researching and indeed observing the changing nature of innovation over the last 4 or 5 years, and we recognize that there is a new paradigm, and as I mentioned, we call this Open Innovation 2.0. At the core of this idea is the concept of creating a shared vision and being able to articulate what the shared value is amongst various stakeholders that might work together to solve these problems. We also talk about quadruple helix innovation. This is where government, industry, academia, and indeed citizens or users can come together, and when we work together with a shared vision, we can drive structural changes far beyond the scope of what we can do on our own. As we talk about Open Innovation 2.0, we also need to talk about the ecosystem, how we can nurture that, how we can actually orchestrate the ecosystem for success so that we get a lot of interests that are aligned, and together when we share our resources, we share our intellect, we're able to align, we're able to accelerate, and we're able to amplify all of our interests. Co-creation is a very important part of Open Innovation 2.0, the idea that working together, that one and one can make 3 or 4. When we have a community innovating, that instead of getting an additive effect, we get a multiplicative effect. So this is really talking about synergy. User-led innovation is hugely important, and this has been recognized as a very important concept by companies indeed like Lego, or indeed Apple, and their ecosystem of course is driven by hundreds of thousands of developers around the world. So when we put these different attributes together in the Open Innovation 2.0 formation, we're able to achieve amazing results. One important characteristic that we called out in last year's Open Innovation 2.0 yearbook was the idea of reverse innovation pyramid. In the past, innovation that was something that was done by a company or an organization to an individual. But today, more and more, like the Apple App Store, or like what Lego are doing with Lego Cuso, where children are actually designing and submitting designs for future Lego products to Lego. The involvement of the community and harnessing all of that intellect and energy is hugely important. And if we are to solve challenges like climate change, faster adoption of renewable energies, reducing air pollution in cities and so on, we'll all have to work together. So I hope you have a wonderful conference, and I look forward hopefully to meeting you at some time in the future in an innovation context, and together we can change the world.